According to the Rebbe of the Rebbe, to learn hilchos abchira in the days of the Bein HaMetzorim, we have the honor today, a Choshev in German, from the Rosh Yeshivas in the Yeshiva, Harav HaChosid, Harav Meishe Nosson Halevi, פישער, ותנזלן הלכה in הלכות abchira. הרב פישער, בבקשה. After my Rebbe will be a siyum, and the Rebbe of the Rebbe is to give tzedakah b'tzibur. Everybody please give tzedakah to us zusammen. The Rebbe of the Rebbe.
Yeah. So the Rambam here in Hilchos Beis HaBchira is going through, of course, all the inyanim of the Beis HaMikdash. In Perek Hey Halacha Yud is talking over there about the Beis HaMikdash, which was one of the bigger rooms that was in the Beis HaMikdash, which was had a fire in the middle to Kohanim could warm up over there. And in the four corners there was four smaller rooms, like closets, that were used for different things. Halacha Yud begins, Va'arba Lishkis Hoyu Boy. It was four rooms in the Beis HaMikdash, Shtayim Kodesh, Shtayim Chol. Okay, and he goes on to say what was in each one of the rooms. So one is Lishkisat Loyim, the other is Eisei Lechem Aponim, to prepare Lechem Aponim for the Shulchan. Now, Mizrach is Tzveinis, the one that's in the corner of Mizrach Tzofin, northeast. What's over there? Vol Gonzu Beis Chashmenoi, Avnei Mizbeach Sheshikzu Malchi Yova. It was a Gnize, Hashemis. It was the stones of the Mizbeach that the Yevonim, when they came in and made a Churban, Ibigi carried the ganze that, they were mekalk, there's something, they ruined the Mizbeach somehow, and that Mizbeach that was there wasn't used again. They took it apart and they put it in Gnize in that room at the Beis HaMikdash, and then they built, of course, a new Mizbeach. That's that one of the rooms was for that. So to understand a little bit better, just no chidushim, just the background of what does it mean that Shikzu Malchi Yova, and what's the halacha shakla v'tarya, what did they do, and did it become aser? So this is a discussion in the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah. We go over some of the nekudas the Gemara says, and we mamshich on that. Gemara Avodah Zarah Nun Beis Amud Beis. The underlying issue is that the Gemara has. Okay, first let's begin like this. The Gemara brings the Mishnah which says this thing: the Avnei Mizbeach Shikzu Anshe Yovan. Omar Rav Sheishes Sheshikzu Lavedas Kichavim. What does it mean? Ki Yodua, the one who were bringing korbanos for Avodah Zarah, so they used the Mizbeach for Avodah Zarah. They made it for Avodah Zarah, so now you can't use it anymore. But the underlying question, it's not written straight out in the Gemara, Rashi explains the whole Hemshech Gemara. The problem is the Klal Yodua, Ein Adam Eiser Dover She'enei Shaloi. Something which doesn't belong to you, you can't put a Shem Yisr on it. If it belongs to you and you're saying this is for Avodah Zarah, so I guess the Shem Avodah Zarah, with all the Yisurim, it's also Ba'anav v'chul. But if it's not yours, you're designating something that belongs to somebody else to be Avodah Zarah. Yes, Shkem Balabos, yeah, we don't have any koyach to do it. So who does the Mizbeach belong to? It belongs to the Yidden, belongs to the Yahanim, to the Eivish, to the Yidden, to the Yevonim, for sure it doesn't belong. If they come in there and they want to say this for Avodah Zarah, so now you can't use it anymore. It has a Shem Avodah Zarah, it doesn't, it shouldn't have a Shem Avodah Zarah. That's what's bothering the Gemara. So the idea the Gemara first wants to say is that in Chanami, Minatayre wouldn't have Hashem and Isra Avodah Zarah, but it's a knas of the Chachamim that since it was used in an inappropriate way, we don't want something like that anymore to be used for Avodah. Earlier in the Gemara, this is a similar idea as about there was a Beis Chonyeh. There's a person that was upset that he wasn't chosen as a Kohen Gadol, and he went to Mitzrayim and he made his own Beis HaMikdash over there. And the Gemara over here says that even according to the Shitta that he didn't mean L'Shem Avodah Zarah, he meant Taket to serve the Eivish there over there, but it was not in the way of Yisur, it's the Chutz of Yerushalayim, you're not allowed to do it. So what does it say in the Mishnah? That Kohanim that did Avodah in the Beis Chonyeh, they're apostle to Avodah, they can't come back even though they didn't serve Avodah Zarah, but they were over a certain Yisur that's connected to Beis HaMikdash, they did Shchuti Chutz. So they're apostle now, they can't come and do Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash. So the discussion in the Gemara from that's a person which is a bardas, kum techama knas, you did something wrong, so you deserve a knas. But what about chafotzim, kelim, or derech zeda'avonim? It could be such a svara because it was used in a way that says it to the kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash. So even if there's no Isra min HaTorah, the Chachatz midavar amos, it's not right. We don't want it to be used. So this was the original Mahalach of the Gemara, that even though Pidin it doesn't have the Shem Isra Avodah Zarah, but this that was used the Shem Avodah Zarah, we made it small, and we don't want it in the Beis Hamikdash anymore. But the Maaseh the Gemara says that you can say otherwise. Person talk if that's the Maskana or not the Maskana, but Rav Papa says a different shot. What does Rav Papa say? Omer Rav Papa, Hosom Kro Ashkach V'Dorash. There's a pasuk. What steht in pasuk? The pasuk says, pasuk in Cheskel, Ubou bo Pritzim V'Chilelua. Ubou bo Pritzim. Pritzim is people that are not acting right. Came into the Beis Hamikdash V'Chilelua. It says V'Chilelua is Neschal. And then you say, Elosh Hekdesh is Neschal. This that the Beis Hamikdash was Nichvash through the Yevanim, Ubou bo Pritzim. It took off the Kedushas Beis Hamikdash at the time that it was in the Shlita of the Yevanim. It's Beis Hamikdash. The place is there, but the whole Kedusha it came off. The akalpanim of the kelim, of the movable thing. Some say that on the karka it's not shaykh, and the thing in itself maybe not. But akalpanim on the inyanim that were used in the Beis Hamikdash, it was neschal. In the middle of it's neschal, so it doesn't belong to the Beis Hamikdash, doesn't have a Kedushas Hamikdash. It's chulin, it's hefker. Rashi explains that if it's hefker, so the Yevanim are able to be zeich in the hefker, and if they make it Avodah Zarah, it has Hashem Avodah Zarah now. So it's also al pidin. It's not it has mamish a din of Avodah Zarah. So the Gemara's Mamshech went after the Chashmonaim took over back. Omri heichina, but what should we now do with this Mizbeach? Nizberinu. Maybe let's break it. Let's break it. Rashi explains the din, you can be mevatel Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah says a lot of truth. Avodah Zarah that belongs to a Yid, you can't be mevatel b'chlal. Avodah Zarah that belongs to a Goy, a Yid can't be mevatel, but a Goy could be mevatel. Avodah Zarah of a Goy could be mevatel. So this was Avodah Zarah of the Yevanim. So we could have gotten the guy and told him and forced him that he should make a small break, and with that he'll be mevatel Avodah Zarah, and you'll be able to use it again. So maybe that's why they have to make it completely new mizbeach. It could just be mevatel Avodah Zarah. No, the Gemara, no, you can't break it. Why? Avonim shleimis omer Rachmane. One of the din of the mizbeach is it has to be avonim shleimis, to be complete stones. It can't have a break. It can't be missing a part. It's not smooth. It's being ganz and glatt. Avonim shleimis, you can't break it. No, there's noch a eitz, so the Gemara. Nintzirinu, you can afterwards smooth it out with a keli that's saw, whatever, something that's made. You can eisglatten. After it's broken, you can make it smooth again. It's going to be considered shleimis. We can't do it because you can't use any kli barzl on the mizbeach. Right? Like the halakhos we also learned the Rambam brings down in the first pedic halakhos beis abchira that the Rambam passes the difference of avnei the avonim used for the heichel and avonim used for the mizbeach. For the whole heichel beis hamikdash you're not allowed to use a kli barzl in the mokim hamikdash, but you could use it outside. But for the avnei hamizbeach you can't put anybody, you can't use a kli barzl on it to cut it, to smoothen it out altogether. And that's why they were stuck. Because you have to be mevatel l'shem avodah zarah. How can you be mevatel l'shem avodah zarah? By you have to make him such shtikla shvira in it. And once it's broken, it's not shleimus, it's not smooth. So to use now a kli barzl to smoothen it out, it's going to be nifsal because of the using a barzl on the mizbech. In the Mela, there was no eitzah to be at machshir, that mizbech, original mizbech. There's no eitzah to be at machshir again. And in the Mela, they have to put it aside and you have to make a new one. But still finishes off. Why do you have to be at geinis? As it stands now, it's not Kodesh, it's Chulin. So you could have just taken it and used it. You could be Mevat L'Shem Avodah Zarah and just used it for something else. And what it means, what Maskana is no, that even the Shtamish B'Le Gavoya, La V'Erech Are L'Shtamush B'Ad Yoytet. So Zilzul, Taka now it doesn't have the Kedusha of Beis HaMikdash, but it had been used L'Gavoya. They didn't want it should be used for something else. That's the view of the Gemara, why the Avnei Mizbeach had to be Nigdash, not Mizbeach. Listen, because it was neschal about Peritzim V'Chaladua, it was neschal, and the Mele is Harashim Avodah Zarah, and you can't be at Mesakin, so they have to be in Geinis.
According to that, Papa, Adam Eisadav Shein Shaloi.
The original problem was that ain't Adam Eisadav Shein Shaloi.
So Papa says you could.
The Papa says that over here, it was going Eis Ein Shaloi. The pasuk says both about Peritzim V'Chaladua, so it took off the whole Rishus of Hegdish. It took off the Kedushas Hegdish. It became Hefker. Now it became there. Once it's hefker, they can be zeich in it. Well, the chiddush of both Pritzim and Chiddush is that once they were kavish the Beis Hamikdash, the Kedushas Hamikdash went off. It's hefker. And now they can be zeichen. So, the Mitzayin, the interesting, so what in the Shuvas Chasam Sefer, go back soon to the Inyan of the Gemara itself, but the Inyan a little bit shaykh the Inyan of Tisha B'Av, the Hofech L'Simche, is you do what it says that the Nochim, when in Zion, and they lit the fire of the Beis Hamikdash was Tisha B'Av, the 9th day, Kodev L'Seif HaYayim. It only began burning on Tisha B'Av, but the Ikir Sreife was an Asiri B'Av. That's why somebody said, if I would have been there, I would have been the second time it should be an Asiri B'Av. So why Tak is the halacha not like that? That we fast on Tisha B'Av. So he says with this Rav Papa of the Gemara. Once they came and they took it over, the Hemshech HaSreife, Shensh kan Beis HaMikdash, it doesn't have the Kedushas HaMikdash anymore. There's always the fasting of them. The whole, the ganze Gewalt is on the beginning, when they took it over and they started burning it. That's when it was Neschal. That's the whole Avedus. But the Hemshech HaSreife, that's already after, it doesn't have the Kedushas HaMikdash. So this Gemara. Back to the Teichen Advarim that the Gemara said. So I said it became Memes Nesel of a Desire. You could be at Memes, you could be at Mevatel through breaking it a little bit, but then it's not going to be Shleimus. And how to smoothen it out, if you clean Barzel, it becomes Nifsal because the Barzel on the Mizbeach also passes it. So this, the Teisvis has a whole Shak of Vitari, not here on this page, but the Kamal became is earlier in Avodah Zarah. In Sukkah, in a few places, the same similar discussion in Teisvis. Interesting, very interesting Shak of Vitari. The Yin of the Shomit, one of the Yonim HaChavivim, the Shaykh of means, the Shomit, this mysterious, miraculous Inyan, the Shomit that has a koyach, ein dover rach v'kasha eimed lefonov, you're able to cut through anything with the Shomit. So the good of this Gashi is looks more the Arum from them. The Gemara is saying there's no eitzah how to smoothen it out again because you can't use Barzel. Okay, so don't use Barzel, let's use the Shomit. But that's the whole kunz of the Shomit, that in the place you can't cut if something else, so the Shomit just takes care of it. So they could have been making a shvira in the avonim to be mevatel avodah zarah. And then it should be shleimus, use the Shomit to smoothen it out. Why can't we use the Shomit? So this goes to ganz arichus till when they had the Shomit. Was the Shomit around? That's the chamaisa that happened with Me'ayavonim. The Malchi Yovan, that's when they had this problem. It was with Bayis Sheni. So did they still have the Shamir? That's man Bayis Sheni. Did they still have the Shamir at that time or not? So where it talks about the Shamir is in the end of Masech Seiter, where it talks about all the inyanim of in this battle at different times. So the version of the Mishnah is Shechar of Beis Hamikdash. It doesn't say which one. In the end of Seiter, in Chesam Medal, the Mishnah says. It says Lashon, "V'shemeisu neviim arishonim batlu urim v'tumim." Shechar Beis Hamikdash batlu hashamri. Shechar Beis Hamikdash batlu hashamri. Which one? So this goes back and forth. The Chayda you can understand maybe that it means Charav Beis Hamikdash Rishon, that after Churban Bayis Rishon there was no shamri, and then okay, so obviously by this story of the Mizbech and time of the Yivanim there was no shamri if you say that, right? So this is first the Azra'is from this sugi itself that the emes it doesn't mean Bayis Rishon, it means only by Churban Bayis Sheni they didn't have the shamri. But another very interesting raya is also from famous stories that are always repeated. A story which is also in the Gemara of Avodah, and that's in the places over there on Chav Gimel Amud Beis and also in Masechtas Kiddushin of this guy Dome ben Esine. Nice you do of Dome ben Esine, right? So what was Dome ben Esine? So they came. What did they come to him? The Chacham came. Pam achas bikshu mimenu avonim le'efod b'shishim ribay. They needed stones for the ephod. Something had obviously gone wrong with the ephod. They had to replace stones for the ephod. And this Dom ben Esine, they had the stones. Right? So they came to him to buy. And the Maisa Yedu, right? The keys to the chest where the Avonim were under his father's head, and he was sleeping. They didn't wake him up. Then next year, the Shana Acheres, Noel the Loy Para Aduma Be'eder. He had a Para Aduma. So now they came to him for the Para Aduma. He said, I know whatever price I'll charge, you'll pay, but I'm not going to overcharge, just whatever you were going to pay me last year. For the Avnei Ephod, give it to me now for the Parad. The Maisa of Dama ben Esine. So it says, this is, they went to get another Parad, they went to buy a Parad for Parad Aduma. Mishnah says, Masechtas Parad, the Rambam also brings it down, when was the first time they made a second Parad Aduma? The first one was made by Moshe Rabbeinu, Vichu Elecha Parad Aduma. The second one was only made by Ezra and by Sheni. The whole Zman of Bayis Rishon, they didn't need to make another Parah Aduma. So here, by this Ma'aseh of Doma Ben Esina, they're going in the second year, they're asking for a Parah Aduma, so obviously we're talking Zman Bayis Sheni. And in the first year, what were they going to get from him? Avnei Ephod. So for Ephod, that's the Lashon the Gemara in Gittin says, Shomir the Eisi Shloim la Avnei Ephod. For the Ephod, this means the Bryce and Masech to say that the Avnei Ephod, it says B'milu Eisam. On one hand, it says B'tuchi Cheisam, it has to be engraved. Tacheni B'milu Eisam, it can't be missing anything. So how do you do it? Only with Avnei Shomir. So for Ephod, you need to have Avnei Shomir. It's Kum Techesas. This Ma'aseh of Doma Ben Esina Al Korchach was when Bisman Bayis Sheni, as we see from the fact there was a Parah Aduma being made, and they were also going to make the Ephod. That means they still had the Shamir, because without Shamir they could have not made the Ephod. The Charayah that the Shamir was still there, Bisman Bayis Sheni, which is the Ma'aseh is the Begashmi is Apel de Gezach that Shlomo HaMelech got it. Was the Ma'aseh to do? The Gemara sagt das Gittin, a ganze Ma'aseh with Ashmedai, sent me the Yoda, ganze Chochma that he got the Shamir from Ashmedai, and so Shlomo had it. That's before they started building Bayis Rishon, yeah? In 410 years, and then there was a Golus Bavel, and they still had the Shamir, even Bisman HaGolus, they managed somehow to hold on to it, to hide it, and they still had it Bisman Bayis Sheni, Ad Sof, as in the Shittah from Tesis. So that's, so Mevela, Tesis there, say, but Achri Kol Zeh, if they had the Shamir Bisman Bayis Sheni, so they could have repaired the Mizbeach, Shashik from Anshe Yavam, they could have made a Shvide, and then L'cheda fixed it with the Shamir. So why was that not done? That's the Tesis Kasha. Tesis answers that the Shamir doesn't make it mamish smooth. By the Avnei Ephod, the Avnei Cheshen, it doesn't have to be smooth. You just need, nothing should be missing from the stone. So it makes, like the Gemara says, look, fruit becomes completely ripe and it starts cracking. So there's an opening in it, but there's nothing missing from the pri. That's what the Shamir is able to do. It's able to make a crack without taking anything out. But it's still not snishvat. For the Avnei Mizbeach, that's not an Eitzah. The Shamir is not an Eitzah. That's what they say. The Shamir wouldn't help Avnei Mizbeach. That's the Nekuda Gam Avnei Shamir. Called the Shir and Rambam. The fellow the Gizach is that the Rambam doesn't bring the Inyan of Shamir Bechlal. In all these Inyanim, the L'cheda is the Inyan of Shamir, which could be say on either on the Avnei Mizbeach or on the Avnei Ephod in the Chizklei Hamikdash. The Rambam Bechlal doesn't bring the Inyan of Shamir. The Rebbe is Meisiv that it's interesting that the Rambam in Pirush HaMishneh does mention the Inyan of Shamir by the Beis HaMikdash. In Pirkei Avos, Asar Advarim Shenivlu, Shabbos Minash Moshes, the Shamir, the Rambam says in Pirush HaMishneh that Shlomo used it for being in HaMikdash. But Afal Bikei, in his Mishneh Torah, in Halacha, Yibachal doesn't bring it. The Melech has the Kasha already. So here the Rebbe says, could have been the best kind of Masber sein, that Al Derech Rebbe explains many other in Yonim that the Rambam writes, the minimum what's Muchrach Al Pi Halacha. The Peil could be, and it probably will be in a much greater way. It's not Muchrach to be Shinu in Hagi Shalaylam. But Peil, Mustam Bazayin, Asach and Asach Mer. So there is over here, Ein Soimchen Al Amnes, so it has to be that there is a way to build a Beis HaMikdash without any Nissim. A Shamir is for Ma'aseh Nissim is to be able to get it. In Halacha, you don't need to have a Shamir, it has to be another way. The Peil, Taka Zoi Given, the Shlomo got the Shamir, it's nicht considered. But in Halacha, the Rambam holds that it's not Muchrach to have the Shamir. Not be some English made of your menu.